All right, so we've seen some videos now where we've solved simple trig equations. Now, once again, simple doesn't mean that they're easy. It just means there's no trigonometric identities. Where we're actually using the unit circle and the general solution. What we're going to start now is we're going to actually solve these simple trig equations when they're not on the unit circle and you're going to have to use a calculator. And when we do this, we're going to have to use an idea called a reference angle. And our reference angle is going to lead us to our solution. So we're adding a couple extra steps in here. So the first thing you kind of need to know, in my class, I am going to denote my reference angle, and this is just for my class, as the Greek symbol phi. So whenever I use phi going forward, I'm talking about a reference angle. Now, your reference angles are going to come from your arcs: arc sine, arc cosine, arc tangent, arc secant, arc cosecant, arc cotangent. And we'll deal with the reciprocal identity, the reciprocal ones later on here. I'll work an example with them. But nobody ever does arc secant, arc cosecant, arc cotangent. There's a trick to get it to sine, cosine, or arc sine, arc cosine, arc tangent. All right, so for my reference angle, first thing you need to know, my reference angle, always positive. You will never use a negative reference angle. It is always positive, and it's always between 0 and 90 degrees or 0 and pi over 2. Always. If you have a reference angle that's outside of that, then none of this is going to work, and you're going to get the wrong answer. So, here, as we've learned what arcs, our arc sine, arc cosine, arc tangent are either in quadrant 2, quadrant 1, or quadrant 4. So that's where we're going to find our references is going to come from our arc answers as we're solving these trig equations. So in quadrant 1, my reference angle, so phi, equals your arc answer. And that'll make more sense when we actually do a problem. In quadrant 2, my reference angle is going to be pi minus my arc answer. All right, so we have your reference angle is going to be pi minus your arc answer, or 180 degrees minus your arc answer. And that's what my reference angle will equal. In quadrant 4, we are going to do the absolute value. Your reference angle equals your absolute value of your arc answer. All right, and that's how you find your reference angles. Once you have your reference angles, you're ready to find your answers. So to find your solutions, in quadrant 1, your solution equals your reference angle. In quadrant 2, your solution equals pi minus your reference angle, or 180 degrees minus your reference angle. In quadrant 3, your solution is going to equal pi plus your reference angle, or 180 degrees plus your reference angle. And then in quadrant 4, it'll be your solution will equal 2 pi minus your reference angle, or 360 degrees minus your reference angle. All right, so you've got to get all this written down. Really, you need to get this memorized. It's fairly intuitive because these formulas are coming from the symmetry that we use to derive the unit circle. And it was those symmetry questions that I was asking you about on the unit circle itself. So let's see how to use this to solve a trig equation. Hi, I'm Mr. Buzzard, and these videos are supplemental instruction for my students. If you found the video enjoyable, make sure you click the like button and click subscribe, as well as the bell for notifications to receive future videos on high school mathematics.